YouTube fam. Okay. It's looking a little slow. I don't know. Let me see. I'm live on YouTube and now I'm getting ready to go live on IG. Y'all put me. Oh my gosh. Hey fam. We are live on Clubhouse, Instagram, and YouTube. So I have to look at YouTube and I have to put Instagram over here. So I can look at Instagram and YouTube. I don't have to look at Clubhouse, right? Hey, we got damn jumped on Instagram. Now y'all gonna really confuse me, okay? I'm on 3 platforms. Oh my gosh. I gotta put my other glasses on. I'm sorry. My new glasses are cute glasses, but or maybe it ain't the glasses. Maybe it's not the glasses. Hey fam, how y'all doing today? I'm just so freaking stoked and excited. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry, Instagram, that I'm not giving you my back. But today I'm just saying the energy is so awesome. We are on plate 14 this week. And that means that we have stepped into the Venus years. And I find that to be so freaking crazy and amazing. I wish I could share the screen with y'all, but I can't share the screen yet on YouTube until I get over 1,000 subscribers. So we're working on that. So please subscribe to my channel so we can do these lives and we can show the screens and I can really teach the grand solar squares, right? So today we're going to talk about age spread 14. The 6 of clubs is the messenger, right? And we are now in Leo season, right? I believe there's a powerful message out there for us where we can really get down deep into learning the cards, because to this week we are on age spread 14. And age spread 14, we know, is the beginning of the Venus cycle. So this is when we turn 14 and we're already into our teens, but we starting in middle school. We're really starting to notice things at 14, right? So this week, yesterday, what did you feel? I mean, in my house, the energy, I had my granddaughter here, my 2 great grands, the energy shifted immediately. You talking about the change from Mercury to Venus, the rebels were in. My little granddaughter, who is ruled by Venus, was off the hook. I mean, she was so disrespectful. And she's not even 2 years old. It was like somebody put a power pack on her back and turned it on, and she was on fire, right? So that changed. My grandson, who is a queen of clubs, the Sads, he was on fire yesterday. He says, Grandma, I'm going to give you a massage. He was massaging me. He was just yesterday the energy was like, and the poor mother, the poor mother was like, what is going on here? It was it. She had to go. We went to the park. They didn't cooperate in the park. They didn't cooperate in the park. They went and got something to eat, and then the 6-year-old just wanted to go to his cousin's house. That's all he kept talking about. He was overloaded with energy, right? And rebellion. That's the 5 of spades in the sun. At 14, this week we have the 5 of spades in the sun. And 5 of spades is my moon card. And I knew I had to do something different. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I got to do something before the disruptions come into my life. The 5 of spades is a card of movement, changing. You want to be moving. If you're going on a trip, if you're traveling, you want to be doing something. So I knew that I needed to do something. So I said, well, let me try this today, because the 5 of spades has a 5 of hearts in it. So the 5 of spades having the 5 of hearts in it, I said, let me activate my 5 of hearts. Man, I did not realize today was my personal 5 of hearts day. I said, I don't know, I might want to rethink this, right? I said, well, you started it, so you're going to have to move with it. So I am live on YouTube talking about this energy, which is going to be very interesting to see. There are going to be lots of shakeups. There just are. That's what happens when the five of spades comes, but it's sitting in the house. What is interesting is that the five of spades is the moon card to the eight of diamonds. So you have, excuse me, you have the sun and the moon. Now that can be interesting, right? That's like two different spectrums. So that five of spades, not good with feelings. When five of spades gets in their feelings, it can be very disruptive. So people for the next 13 weeks, you're gonna want to watch people. You're gonna want to pay attention to people. You're gonna want to first pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your mood swings. Pay attention to how you're developing, how you're handling things, because that's going to be important. It's going to be important that you know that these changes are coming from that five energy that's sitting in the sun. And because it's sitting in the sun and it's Leo season, there are going to be people out there that are going to strut their stuff, especially Leo. I have a Leo rising. So, yeah, you're going to see extra. I'm just saying, Leo rising, eight of diamonds, sun, extra. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Get over it. If you don't like sparkly people, then I don't know what to tell you. This is a problem that I find that people who are not used to putting themselves out there, they don't encourage you to put yourself out there. I don't know why. Why don't you? Why are you the ones that are the Debbie Downers? These 13 weeks, right? As starting of yesterday, we're gonna see a lot of movement. And it's going to be shining a light on a lot of things. People are going to want to move. People are going to want to shake. People are going to be dislocated. They could be dislocated because of weather, because of storms, because of all kind of things. It's summertime. People are thinking about, do they want to move from inner cities, right? And move down south. I talked to lots of people who are considering that. So this is a time where people gonna feel it. They're gonna feel like this might be the time for me to move. But you wanna have a plan. You don't want to just move just because you're feeling like it. You want to have a plan before you get up and move, because moving to the south from the north, it's a culture shock, right? There are no support services in the south like they may be in the north. I don't know, I haven't been in the north for decades, but I know that the south doesn't have support services. So you need a plan. If you're moving down here, you need to have put some money aside, and jobs are pretty easy to get. That's not the thing, but you want to have a cushion to rely on until you get up and running, until you start working, until you get those first checks coming in. It's very doable. I did it. I moved 20 something years ago, but I had a plan. It's very doable. I love Georgia. It's a queen of spades. So, it's going to be challenging though. The queen of spades is a challenging karma card to the sun. So you moving is going to be a challenge because it is sitting in the house of the eight of diamonds. So you've got to stay the course. That's how you get success with eights, is by doing it. Eights are not successful if they quit. Eights are only successful because they know the end game. So this is a chance for you to understand the end game. If there are things that are going on and you want to be successful at it, get a plan. Get a plan. This is that time to do it for the next 13 weeks. And it would be so interesting if you were able to go back to 14 and see what was going on at 14 in your life, to see what was happening at 14 and rediscover how you got to where you are. Because at 14, we're sitting and Venus rules the second house and the seventh house. That's the house of Taurus, and that's the house of Libra. So we start smelling ourselves at 14. We do. And we start looking back on our parents and judging them. 14 is judgment, because you go out in the world and how you relate to the world is totally different than how you relate to your parents. So yes, where rebellion comes at middle school. If you're a teacher and you taught middle school, you know what I'm talking about. I've been a social service worker for years, and middle school has always been the most difficult. Always. Because that's when you start smelling yourself. The relationships that you are forming start to become something that disconnects you from the home. You're looking at how you dress as opposed to how your friends dress. And then you're looking at your parents and you're like, well, why can't I have what they have? Right? Isn't that what our kids say? My friend, excuse me, has a Xbox. Why can't I have an Xbox? That's what 14 brings us. It's like we're now looking at the material world. We can't, we're not, we're some people, some do get a job at 14. I know people who say they started working at 14 because they wanted those things. They figured it out. They said, well, if I want these things, I got to go to work. Some of us didn't figure it out. Some of us got in our feelings, and some of us started judging our parents for not being able to give us the things that they want. There's some trauma there. Maybe your parents didn't have the means to give you those things, and maybe you didn't deserve it, right? Maybe you didn't deserve to have everything that you thought you were supposed to have. Maybe your grades weren't that great. Think about it. So your 14-year-old now, if you got a 14-year-old, get ready. Be prepared. And if you have special needs children, this is going to be a very interesting time for you to figure out, understand, and develop those strategies to assist, because the five of spades has a five of hearts in it, and the five of hearts is a card of autism. So children with special needs are sitting in the crown line looking down on you. They're like, there's something wrong. That's what Venus is, the second house and the seventh house, the five of spades. It's trying to figure it out, literally looking at the home and the things that have happened for the look at the last 13 weeks. The last 13 weeks we were in Mercury. We weren't in our feelings. Well, some of us could have been in our feelings, but Mercury is detached. So our children were, just getting their sea legs, getting ready, summertime, traveling, if or whatever. And then bam, we stepped in the vents. I felt it yesterday. How many of you felt it yesterday? The shift was like, I said, I got to go. I got in the car and I drove to the park. I put them out. I said, go for it. You got to move. I know that five of spades. You need to be moving. If you're not moving, it's going to be this. It can be something that comes along that disrupts you to make you move with that five of spades. It's earthquakes, it's disruptions, it's things that come along, and that's what we need with fives. The most important things is five is ruled by Mercury. So this is going to be what? The third and the sixth house, our communication. We're going to have a lot of Gemini and a lot of Virgo energy, right? Communicating, but we got to make sense of it. Remember, Virgo is it's the work of it. It is the as above is below. Virgo is the practicality of it. It's like the things that we do, but it got to be practical. It's like we go to work, we have lunch, we leave, we have dinner. Practical. Virgo is practical. The order of things are practical. It's when you add all of those other things in there that can stress you. It's like, well, today I don't want to do this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you're going to have to recover eventually with Virgo, right? The practicality of it. So this time that we're in is gonna be high vibrational. We are in Leo season. People are gonna be shining. They're gonna be out and about, and they're gonna feel special, and they're gonna feel emboldened. And some people aren't, depending on where Leo sits in your chart. If it sits in your chart, or if you even know how to use it. I have a Leo rising, so I, have a lot of Leo in me. I sit in the sun as an eight of diamonds. I have Uranus in the 12th. I have a lot of that energy, and and for me, it's not a problem for me. It's a problem for people. So being mindful and understanding of your energy, that your personal orbit is your personal orbit. That's what the fifth house is. So we got a lot of fifth house energy going on. It's your personal orbit. Communication is important, and sometimes that energy can be a little abrupt. It is what it is. You got to learn how to use that energy and to receive that energy. So over these next 13 weeks, we get a chance to really hunker down in Leo season, in Virgo season, right? We get a chance to hunker down and really get to the essence of who we are, of where we came from. We get a chance to go back to 14. Can you imagine how dope that is? I have been on this spread in Cardology University. We have done this spread so many times, unpacking it and discovering what happens at 14. It's very important because some of us in our relationships carry this for the rest of our life. Some of us can't figure out why we are not good in relationships. If you start at 14, you may get a chance to figure that out, because at 14, did you bond with the trauma of your first 13 years? Did you look at your parents? Are you looking at your life? Are you looking at things that happened and now you don't know what to do with them? Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of us at 14. We do not understand why our parents aren't able to give us the things that we want. Some of us had to go out and get it. Some of us just had to get away from home. Some people left home at 14 because it was that difficult. That five of spades says that. That five of spades says it's the shakeup. It is the shakeup. So we're gonna get some shakeups. We already got a shakeup. The first shakeup they gave us yesterday was that the president has COVID. People are already talking about the president, and he may not be around for a long time. He got a 10 of spades in Pluto. I'm telling you right now, he ain't going nowhere. And he got a jack of spades in Neptune. This man's gonna regenerate himself, and he gonna be more annoying. Jack of Spades is his Saturn card. If you don't think he been here before, he's had cancer. Do you really think he's scared of COVID? Do you really think so? It's his Saturn card. His body structure is a Jack of Spades. Regenerating. He's going to regenerate, and people are going to say, "Oh, that's a clone. That's not Biden." Yeah, he can regenerate himself, and so can you. So can you. We got regenerative powers in our cards. They're called spades. They're called spades. That's where our health and our work, our wealth and our wisdom are. We're dormant right now. We've had our last spade. So spades are dormant. This is why people can get summer colds and get sick. Yeah, flu season, because spades are dormant. So where are the spades in your spread? You need to unlock that spread. I have a 10 of spades for life. It's my Saturn card. So I'm always going to regenerate myself. That is a healing card on fleek. It's 1 and 0. It is you and your higher consciousness. You get a chance to go into the void, take your herbs, learn how to eat, exercise. Where's your 10 of spades? These are the cards that we have to become familiar with and unlock them during this time where they're going to say COVID is back. The Ace of Diamonds is the card of COVID, right? And the Ace of Diamonds was doing from the time that the Ace of Diamonds hit till it dissipated, COVID faded away. It turned into something else, because in science, things are going to morph into something else. That's just it. It's not going to continue to kill its host. So COVID was going to change into something else, right? So we know that. But it being as deadly as it was, scientifically, that doesn't make sense, because diseases do not last, and they don't stay around and kill off their host. They morph, they go into different, whatever you want to call it. I'm not scientific today, because I have a five of hearts. And five of hearts is the card of special needs. And yes, I have been that person all of my life that has struggled with learning, with disciplines, with all of those things, because the five of hearts is the builder, it's the gamer, but it takes time. So when I'm talking, I have to let it develop inside of my brain, and that's difficult. When you're talking, to let it develop, it's like I can see it. So now, how do I translate it from my brain to my mouth? For me, that's autism. I am pretty sure if they had tests back in the day, they would have given me some sort of diagnosis, because my brain never caught up with everybody else's. Until this day, it doesn't. Till this day, I have to know that there's not nothing wrong with me. It's just that my mind, my brain, and my mouth aren't lined up together. That's why autistic children stand in front of you and just look at you. It just ghosts you. They're inside where it's safe because they know you don't get it. They don't get it. I mean, I'm very awkward. I am. I'm extremely awkward and sometimes just downright inappropriate. But as an adult, I know that now. I didn't know what inappropriate behavior was as a child, as a teenager. But I know now that sometimes by people's face that I'm not I'm being inappropriate and I have to adjust it. I don't mean it, but it's just the nature of the five of hearts. That's our nature. It's Saturn, right? It's our nature. We are developing. We are going through, whatever it is that we're going through the process that fives go through with the communication, but it's emotional. So sometimes we have retrogrades, and with the five of hearts, it's called ghosting because anything is ruled by Mercury retrogrades. So if you have a five, you're going to retrograde in life. That's what ghosting is in fives. It's like you go back inside to determine what it is you have to reassess, how you have to rediscover whatever it is that's happening. And most of the time, it's the look on people's faces. Most of the time, that's what it is for people with special needs. It's the look on your faces when y'all look at us like something is wrong with us. And no, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. Just looking at this video, it took me a long time to realize I got quirks about me. I can see it in my eyes. I can see it when I'm talking, when my eyes drift off. I'm like, wow, that's how people see you. People see something about me that's off to them, right? Yeah, it is what it is. I've been this way my whole life. Off. And I'm okay with it now. I'm okay with knowing that I got a tribe out there of special people. The Five of Hearts is a special tribe of higher vibrational beings. We vibrate differently. We do. We vibrate differently. We do. Our brain is a whole different kind of resource for us. We pull things forward from our brain, right? Look at Donald Trump. People think something is wrong with him. He has a powerful five of hearts. There ain't nothing wrong with him. His brain and his mouth don't line up. But he is there's nothing wrong. That man, the three of diamonds is a brain. You understand what I'm saying? One a very significant card. This a disruptor. It disrupts things. So he doesn't do it intentionally. He sits 29 degrees. And anybody who knows astrology know what that 29th degree feels like, right? And he sits there for life. Anybody who has a three of diamonds sits at the 29th degree for life. So they're disruptors, right? It just is what it is. So the cards give us that ability to be able to hone in on these things. And for the next 13 weeks, we get a chance to live with the five of spades. That's the five of diamonds, the five of hearts, and the five of clubs on Front Street. Disruption. So in your house, don't freak out when it's starting to get a little interesting. You got to move. The five of spades, if you get in the car, you go for walks, do something. Otherwise, something is going to happen to disrupt your peace of mind. That's the five of spades, right? So lean in, fam. You got this. 13 weeks, we're going to go deep inside of the cards and discover our hidden talents, our hidden secrets, the things that we want to reveal to ourselves for the first time. Reveal these things to yourself for the first time before you go out into the world. Because the world ain't ready for you. They ain't about their life. They just aren't. And you're not ready for everybody else. So use this time and discover who you are. And I'm going to sign off on YouTube right now. Ooh, and I know I look crazy, right?